So for today's movie review, I'll be reviewing the movie Monsters. That's really it. Like, I never even heard of the director. This is like his first film he's directed. Like, all I know about the director is that he's going to be directing the 2014 Godzilla remake. So this will be a very interesting experience for me to see how he tackles that Godzilla movie. But I'm not talking about Godzilla here, but Monsters. Now, our plot essentially starts 6 years ago with NASA believing they have discovered new alien life in our solar system. They essentially send this probe to receive a sample for themselves. However, the probe itself crash lands in Central America, and this later allowed the new life forms to emerge and spread across Mexico, making Mexico itself quarantined. Now, as the American and Mexican military struggles to prevent the creatures from expanding outside the infected zone, our basic story begins. The central plot of the movie is about this American photojournalist named Andrew. He's essentially tasked with helping his rich employer's daughter, Samantha, get back to the United States because she needs to get married in time. And basically the two of them take a train ride, although due to a battle that occurred like several miles ahead, the two of them are forced to essentially walk on foot to the States through the infected zone. What I liked about this film is it wasn't necessarily focused on the conflicts between man and aliens. This was more focused on like, oh, what has the alien invasion done to these people? Because as you see the main characters travel throughout the infected zone, you basically see how big of an impact the conflict between the aliens and the military has on the local life. And also, you don't really see much of the aliens either, so it adds just that much more mystery to the aliens themselves. Although you do get an idea of what they look like, the aliens themselves look like a giant space cuttlefish. No, not those cuttlefish. Okay, it's a giant octopus. Close enough. And another thing I liked about this movie, like I said earlier, it's not really like your typical science fiction movie where it's like, oh, it's focused on defeating the aliens. It's just more like a journey film where they basically just travel. And you basically visit like different parts of the infected zone and you see like, oh, how big the impact the alien invasion has on the local life. There's only two things I didn't really like about the film. It's the pacing, because I felt like it could have gone faster, but I guess the slow pacing of the movie works for the movie. Like, I wish it was a bit faster, but it worked. And the CGI. The CGI in some parts of the film are just bad. Like, oh, you basically see like an airplane, or not airplane, a jet rise out of the water at one point because it's been in there for like ages, and the CGI for it was just bad. Now, as for the characters in the movie, they're really focused on two characters: the photojournalist Andrew and his boss's daughter Samantha. Now, for the main character Andrew, he's the photojournalist. His motivation for the whole film was basically just like, oh, I need pictures because I need money. Although I feel like as his character progressed throughout the whole movie, I felt that he had a change of heart because he's just like seeing how the aliens impact like the infected zone and mean the native people. The Samantha character, she doesn't really talk much throughout the whole movie. Something about her character brings a sort of innocence to the movie, because everything's just like, oh, everything's like all action packed, yet you just have this woman who's just very calm and collective. Like, she's a very caring person. And the thing about these two characters is they didn't really have any feelings for each other at first because, well, the girl was supposed to get married, but over time they start to realize that they're starting to like one another. As for the other cast of characters, I mean, the thing is, you only get really focused on the photojournalist and the tourist. Like, everyone else is just basically like locals. Like, I barely remembered them, but the thing I liked about the characters they encountered is seeing how they all viewed the invasion and seeing how they're trying to cope with the invasion. It's very interesting, like, what they did. That's really about it, really. Now, for my final verdict of Monsters, basically I liked how the movie itself wasn't necessarily focused on the conflict between the military and the aliens. It was more of a journey film, if anything. I guess the other thing I didn't like about it was the CGI for the aliens themselves at some points, because it just looked really bad. And it's the pacing, because I felt like it could have gone faster. As for the characters, you only get really focused on two characters, but it was fun seeing them go through the whole like infected zone, meeting various peoples that are basically struggling with the aliens. Now, before I give my final rating, what does everyone else have to say about Monsters? So, looks like it's mixed reviews, but most of them are positive. Now, I give Monsters a 3.5 out of 5. So, I guess, what's your favorite alien invasion movie? And see you later.